Welcome back to the Drone Harmony tutorial on flight execution. In the last tutorial video, we went through all of the pre-flight setup, everything to get ready to get up in the air and start executing one of our autonomous flights. We stopped right when we were ready to upload, and we wanted to break this into a second part to keep these tutorials a little shorter for you. What you might notice on screen here today is that we're looking at a smaller flight area than the last tutorial. We just wanted to reduce the size of the area so we could talk more about the flight options and what we do while we're in flight. So we're going to quickly go through the flight prep, and then we're going to launch the drone. And after launching the drone, we're going to execute a couple of different tasks while the drone is in flight. We're going to pause the mission. We can actually take a look at our images in the mission. We can stop the mission, return the drone to its home location, and then we can also resume the mission. So, like the previous tutorial, we're going to go through our flight prep items very quickly here, since you've already seen that in the previous tutorial. If you haven't, be sure to check out the first tutorial on drone flight execution and the planning of the flight execution. Now, we're going to step into the actual execution. So I'm going to go down to the right-hand side. I'm going to hit the play button here. And I've already set everything up here. Like I said in the previous tutorial, you can see this at a slower pace. So I'm just going through, seeing what the flight looks like in 3 dimensions. And if we need to stop it, we can toggle our modes on our DJI drones. Going to hit the next button again. So we're just about set to go, just giving one quick read through here. And I'm going to go ahead and tap Launch the Drone. As you can see on the right-hand side, the little sidebar is actually filling up and the drone is lifting off. Now the drone is getting ready to execute its flight. One thing I'd like you to take note of, on the right-hand side, upper right corner, there is an X symbol. On the X, we can actually take us into the map view mode to see the drone doing its job. As the drone is flying along, you'll notice that there are several little camera icons getting populated onto the map. This is showing us exactly where the drone camera is taking its photos. It's already getting to the end of its first line, and now it's going to be coming back toward us. And we're going to talk about the next phase of this, which is the fact that we can pause the mission. So I'm going to go ahead, lower right corner here, I'm going to hit that pause button. Hitting that pause button stops the drone in place and gives us a couple of options. Now, why would we want to pause a drone mission? Well, one reason that we might choose to pause a drone mission is because maybe we're running low on battery. Maybe we've been flying several sites, maybe we've been flying several different models, and we're at a point now where the drone needs its battery swapped out. When we hit the pause button, we can't actually move the drone around. So the drone is staying right where it is in pause. And if you notice on the lower right-hand corner, we have a play button, and we also have a stop button. That stop button will allow us to stop this mission completely, fly the drone back, and we can actually land the drone, swap the battery, and resume the mission. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and hit that play button again, and it says resume from current position. Let's go ahead and resume what we were doing. So here we go once more. That drone is flying along, and it's showing us where the images are being dropped, and we can also take a look at those images later as well. The drone's making its next corner, and what I'm going to go ahead and do again is I'm going to hit that pause button right there. So there we go. The flight has been paused once again. At this point, we could stop the mission, bring the drone back, do our battery swap, and resume the mission. So we are going to go ahead and do that. As you can see at the moment, down in the lower right-hand corner, I do not have the stop button, but on my drone's controller, I can toggle modes. And when you toggle a mode on your drone controller, it stops the mission in Drone Harmony. So let's go ahead and toggle that control. And now I can bring the drone back. So I toggled the control and it stopped the mission. So now I am returning the drone to its home location. So here we go, drone's coming right back in. Excuse the background drone noise. We're just going to go ahead and get the drone landed now. And there we go. We've landed the drone after pausing our flight mid-flight. We've brought the drone back, and if we were on a job site where we needed to swap out our batteries, now is the time where we could take our spent battery out, pop the new battery in, and then get ready to resume our mission. You'll notice on this window right now, in the lower right-hand corner, once again, we do have a play button right over here. I'm going to go ahead and tap that play button, and it brings us back into our flight prep menus. I'm going to skip past and skip past, and now we're going to look at that three-dimensional model area again, and you'll notice that we have a resume checked off in the lower right-hand corner. So this is going to allow us to resume that mission. One thing that I'm going to do before I resume the mission is I'm actually going to launch the drone and get it a little ways away. So there goes the drone. I'm just moving it a little ways away from us and making sure that it's clearing all objects before I resume that mission. Now I'm going to hit launch drone with the drone hovering in the air, and here we go. The drone is now going to resume that mission location. You will notice that we are now missing the icons for the photos taken. Don't worry, you haven't lost those photos. We're just resuming, treating it as almost a new mission, even though it has taken off and gone back to where we left off previously. And there we go. Now the images are starting to roll in again. So we have very easily, in our flight execution, started our mission, had the drone start performing all of its image captures. We paused the drone, then we stopped the drone for a fake battery replacement. We brought the drone back home, landed the drone, swapped out our battery, and then relaunched the drone to complete the mission. Once the drone has completed its mission area, it is flying back to the home location once again, so you most likely hear that in the background right now. And then the drone is going to land itself, and of course, you can always take control of the drone if you need to during the landing process. So with the successful execution of this drone flight and landing the drone back at the home location, there are a couple of new items that you should take notice of after your flight execution. Looking up on the top center area of our screen, you're going to notice two different little map routes. You're going to see one that's 12:36 PR, and then we also have 12:41 PR. Let's see what these are. I'm going to go ahead and tap on one of them. And so this was our first mission. This is the first part of our mission that we flew before we paused the drone, stopped the drone, brought it home for a battery swap out, and then relaunched the drone again. As you can see, we've got our photo icons all around here. Now this is one of the most interesting parts of our flight execution with Drone Harmony. You can actually take a look at all of your images as they were shot doing your mission. So I'm going to tap on one of these really quick, and as you can see, it's loaded up our ground image for us. So I'm going to arrow back. Let's take a look at another one. Let's find one near a tree here. All right, so there we've got a small tree in this image. But so we can very quickly and very easily see if the images that we captured during this mission are going to work well for us. So while in the field, if we find that there are issues with the images for doing some type of model, we can refly the mission again after we go through and double check all of our parameters. So it could be focus issues on the drone, or maybe the speed of the drone was going a little too fast or a little too slow. We can go back into our missions and adjust those parameters and refly again. And all thanks to the fact that we can actually see our images in the mission area as we're flying it, and then after we're done flying it, checking it out when it's safely back on the ground. Now let's take a look at the second one, 12:41 PR. And as you can see, this is where we resumed our flight after stopping the drone, bringing it back, swapping the battery out, and then putting it up in the air once again. So at any point during your flights, if you feel like there are issues with the image quality or the flight paths, you can always pause the mission, bring the drone home, take a closer look at that mission, make your adjustments, and then resume the mission, or restart a mission fresh with the new parameters that you've put in. You can interact with your drone's flight during its flight execution to make changes, or to pause it, or even to stop the mission. It doesn't matter the mission type. These functions work across the board in all mission types with Drone Harmony. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to get updates about our latest tutorials for Drone Harmony.